Hi, I'm Pramod Kumar. Welcome to the Mechanical Vibration Lecture 2. Here we'll have the objective of this lecture as the introduction to the single degree of freedom system response to the arbitrary periodic excitation, and a few examples will be solved on the same topic. So, free vibrations. Basically, objective of the present section will be to write the equation of motion of a system and evaluate its natural frequency, which is mainly a function of mass, stiffness, and damping of the system from its general solution. Basically, we understand that we have a spring mass damper systems, and which is basically you can see in you can just mathematical model your bike as a spring mass damping system, which is the very obvious example of a mass damping system. And the many practical situation, basically damping has a little influence on the natural frequencies, and may be neglected by in its calculations. Natural frequencies, you must understand, natural frequency is basically very much used, very much critical for any system. Once any system basically comes into natural frequencies, it's basically its excitation is more than high. So in that way, there might be some breakdown of that system also. So to understand all those things, must we must know what are the natural frequencies for the particular system. But in the absence of damping, basically system can be considered as conservative, and principle of conservation of energy offers another approach to the solution to the calculation of natural frequencies. So there are different ways to calculate the natural frequencies. One of the way was the conservation of energy system way. We'll just discuss about all those things also. And the effect of damping is mainly evident in diminishing of the vibration amplitude at or near the resonance. So basically, the damping system is basically more evident at or near the resonance. So these are the basically vibration model. The basic vibration model consists of a spring mass, stiffness, and damper system. So this is the mass, this is the spring, and this is damper. So a spring is having a stiffness, and a damper is having a damping system, which is basically represented over here as a C, and in a stiffness as a K, and mass as M. So inertia force model, in the terms of inertia force model, F will be given as m into x double bar. That means x double bar is the acceleration, where x will be in terms of time, where m is the mass in kg, and x double bar is the acceleration in meter per second square, which is shown in the figure. And the unit of inertia force is basically a Newton. The linear stiffness force basically is term is Fs, linear stiffness force. So your Fs, if there is a stiffness, there is a linear stiffness, then it is called as Fs, and it will be termed as Kx. X, that means where there is no damping. And if that means there is no damping, but there will be only a spring one. So a spring if the spring is there, then a stiffness will be there. And where K is the stiffness, which will be having the unit as a Newton per meter, and X is the displacement. So the Fs is the spring force. And when damper is introduced into the system, then the damping force model, the way we discuss damping, will have the Fd. Fd is damping, this one. Damping force will be termed as C into x bar, x dash, x dot, that means x dot is the velocity, and C is the damping constant. So where C is the damping coefficient in will be that unit will be Newton per meter per second, and the x bar, x dot is the velocity in meter per second, and F is the damping force. So damped in the damped system, basically vibration system may encounter damping of the following types: intermolecular friction, sliding friction, and fluid resistance. These are the few resistance. Because of that, vibration basically is equal to damped, and these are the damping factors. So generally, mathematical model for such damping is quite complicated, not suitable for the vibration analysis. And we basically just confined our system to the linear and there is and non-linear vibrations also, and the mathematical system for the non-linear vibration basically is very complicated and one, and it is beyond the scope of this book. So that's why we avoid to go to the non-linear vibrations, though we'll touch upon the few things of the non-linear vibrations, and we'll show to you, and we'll just we'll discuss about you so that we can have a few knowledge of a few things, few basic concept of the nonlinear vibrations also. So we now study about the viscously damped free vibrations. The viscous damping force is expressed as Fd into cx dot, that means velocity, where the c is the constant proportionality and is called damping coefficient. This figure, in this figure, he shows a spring mass damping system with a free body diagram. This is the free body diagram where this is a mass, and mx bar, mx double dot is basically acceleration going downwards, and the resting force is a spring force and is the damping force. So kx is equal to a spring force, which is basically going against this force, as well as the damping force, which is going against what these forces. So these are the basically direction of the displacement, velocity, and acceleration, and this is the average displacement from the static equilibrium positions. And this way we can just have a free body diagram, and based on this free body diagram we can have the force equations, equilibrium force equations at the time of a static equilibrium positions. So for this force will be minus kx and minus cx dot equal to mx, because this is the against, this is the this is having that opposite sign than this force. So we combining these three, we will get the equations that, as such as mx double dot plus c dot plus kx will be 0. So this is basically mathematical equation for the spring mass damper system. Let us assume a solution for the equation, the previous equations of the following form: x equal to est, where s is the constant, can be complex number, and t is the time. So that x dot, that means velocity, will be s e to est, and x double bar will be s square e s t. On substituting in these equations, we will get the equation as ms square plus cs plus k into est equal to 0. From the condition, that equation, a solution for all value of t, above equations gives a characteristics equation, frequency equation, such as s square plus c. This is basically, this equation is basically a small, we have divided this equation by m and got this form, and basically this is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. This is basically quadratic equations, and solution for this quadratic equation will be a x1 x2 will be minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac by 2a. In the same fashion, we can get the solution of this equation. That means s1 and 2 will be c minus c by 2m plus under root c square by c square by 4m minus k by 2m. So that will be the solution of s1 by s2. Hence the general solution of that equation will be x into a e to the power s1 t plus b e to the power s2 t, where a and b are integration constant to be determined from the initial conditions, and this is the basically equation for that equation. The term outside the bracket is the RHS. In RHS, right hand side is the exponentially decaying functions. the term x under root c by 2m by square whole square minus k by m can have three cases, and these three cases will be discussed here. The first case is equal to if c by 2m whole square is greater than k by m, then this will be the real number. So in that real number, no oscillations happen, and it is called overdamped situations. Another case will be c by 2m by whole square is less than k by m. Then this is the imaginary number, and the exponents are will be plus minus j under root k by m minus c by 2m by whole square, and in this way we can have the equation in this form. So let a equal to a plus b into x cos phi and b equal to j a minus b x sin phi. Equation can be written as this way, where phi is equal to tan inverse b by a and x will be a under root a square plus b square. So these are the basically mathematical things, and there is nothing nothing complicated about these things. If you have studied about the imaginary numbers and imaginary numbers, then you can actually understand these things. So now we will discuss about third conditions. Third condition is called critical case, where oscillatory and non-restrictive motions is basically equal. That means c by 2m whole square equal to k by m. So in this case, damping corresponding to the case is called critical damping, cc. In that case, it's called critical damping, and critical damping is basically termed as 2m under root k by m. That means 2m omega x. So that means basically 2 into under root km. So here we can call it critical damping as this. We can define critical damping in this function in this way. The any damping can be expressed in terms of critical damping by a non-damping constant, non-damping zeta, and it is called damping ratio zeta equal to c by cc. That means critical damping. Response corresponding to the critical damping case is shown in for the various initial conditions, and that will and in the form of equation, this will be term given in this way. So equation of motion for the damping system can be expressed in the terms of and as x dash into 2 into zeta omega x into k double dash plus omega x square into k into x equal to 0. So and now we understand what are the cases for the damping, under damping and all. And here in zeta equal to 0, zeta is equal to less than or 0 than 1, and zeta equal to greater than 1, and zeta equal to less than is equal to that means there are two solutions, s1 equal to minus zeta, s1 equal to this one, and s2 will be this one. So these are the basically graphical representation of critical damping vibrations, advantage of the damping system. Now we'll understand what are the logarithmic decrement. Basically, once there is a damping vibrations, we have seen that once there is a decrement of amplitude, and that decrement is basically in a logarithmic one. So rate of decay of free vibration is measure of damping present in a system. Greater is the decay, larger with the damping. So damped vibrations, general equation for the response is given as x equal to x e to the power zeta omega t sine under root 1 minus zeta squared omega t plus 5. We are defining a term, a logarithmic decrement, which is defined as a natural logarithm of the ratio of any two successive amplitude as shown as given in this mathematical term, which you are seeing in the screen, and all other things. So based on our understanding till now, we'll just try to solve a few examples based on based on what we have taught. For example, one is basically a flywheel of weight 3 1.36 Newton is supported on a knife is at distance 15.24 centimeter from its geometric center. If the measured period of oscillations was 1.22 second, determine the mass moment of inertia of the flywheel about its geometric center. So how to solve this one? So first we have to understand what are the given terms are there and what we have to find. Here it is given, that means the flywheel can be considered as compound pendulum, because flywheel just particular point comes back after 2 pi, that means in the particular period. And for a compound pendulum, the time period is given by t equal to 2 pi l plus c divided g, where time is given here, time period is given at 1.22 seconds. So the distance between two center by rotation and gravity is also given as as 0.154 milligram. That means here meter. Yeah, centimeter was given. We have to convert it into gram. Meter. And the acceleration is basically, we know the gravitational acceleration due to gravity is 9.81 meter per second square. So the distance between the two center of gravity and the percussion is given as t square g upon 2 pi 4 pi square minus l. And just putting the all terms into this equations, we can find the um, distance between the center of gravity, c. We can find the c. Now we have to find the ig, gyration, center of gyration. And based on that we can based on this formula we can find the center. These are the textbooks which I already have mentioned it. And thank you so much for paying attention. Meet you in another lecture.